Hello everybody and welcome. This is MFL Total Access. I'm Will Power, this is Terry Bablis, and this is known as Mr. Hips, Max Rosenfeld. D1 finalist.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish I could have been able to say that. But yeah, no, we'll talk about that. But thank you for being on the show. And we can start by letting Max introduce himself.
Yeah. So, how long have you been in the league for? What teams have you played on? Give us your favorite MFL moment.
Favorite NFL team and why?
So I'm a Titans fan, you can see, since I was 9-10. Favorite MFL moment was probably the second championship with the Holy Trollers. We Dom threw a Hail Mary. They went up by 2. We had 2 plays left. Josh over the middle, Josh touchdown. Then
No way.
The semifinals, and then we won the finals. 2017 or 18, one of those.
Damn.
So that was crazy. We had Ben Bergeron back then.
Mm-hmm.
So that was probably the best moment, I think.
Ben Bergeron D1 MVP, I think.
Yeah, he was great. He was really, really great.
Defensive stud.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that championship was probably number 1. I've been playing since the LCL, which John mentioned last week. I was there at the end of that. I remember the first game I played, and I picked John off 3 times. So it's been 7, 8, 9 years. I forget when.
Did you start out as a quarterback?
No, I had never thrown a football until my team was the North. He got hurt. He hurt his shoulder in the middle of like my 3rd season. I would say.
John?
No, it was John Handelman.
Okay.
We had a different team back then.
An OG.
Yeah, an OG, and he really just tore his shoulder, and no one else could throw. So I was like a solid athlete, so I tried it, and then he could not recover, and then I kept it, but I just practiced through reps of games, not like behind the scenes. And
never had like a coach. Never played
I'm
organized football.
I played touch like in high school, but I was a receiver.
Okay.
And I played basketball in CJEP,
Okay.
like in high school. So
I think you started off as QB. That's cool to know.
yeah,
I've never. Wow.
I'm a receiver for sure first, and defense is my favorite.
Yeah.
All positions. For
Yeah.
Sure.
Damn.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Cool. Yeah.
Did I answer all your questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did well. Any other questions you got for Max?
No. I think we're good.
Do we get right off and kick off the show? Let's start with D1.
D1?
You want to start with your game?
Yes, we'll start with
Get
our
out of
game.
the way.
Iron Wolves, Holy Trollers. A lot to dissect in the game, of course.
Yeah,
We got
fun.
quarterback, Holy Trollers, and we'll get into that. We got defensive performance from you guys. Well, Terry, you were refereeing the game.
Yes.
Right? I think we'll get your unbiased opinion.
Yeah, so I'll start off.
Yeah.
First of all, this is the 1 versus 4 seed, although we had said all season long in D1, you just got to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And I think it goes to show it's a 3 versus 4 matchup in the finals, right? Like the 1 and 2 seeds are both eliminated.
True.
Neither starting quarterback was starting a quarterback for this team, although Vinny and Will, you guys are both capable of stepping up, and Vinny clearly showed that 20 for 25, 228 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 interceptions. Like, he had an impressive game. When I looked at the stats, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And you guys seemed like just flustered and like not in it from the beginning. Like, you know that Iron Wolves mentality where you guys came back from games and you guys were like, I think they came back on Trollers twice, like in the 2 times you guys beat them. And it was like, even though you were down, like you guys were like still like wolves, you know, like
right, still in
like
it.
in a team. You see that team on, but like now obviously you were just 6 players, right?
Yeah.
You had
both teams were 6.
you had a sub. You had a player who was playing severely injured.
Yeah.
A lot of players, it was their 3rd, 4th game of the day. This goes for both teams.
Yeah.
But Trollers still had that intensity. Trollers still had that dog in them. Trollers were still fighting, and like no matter what the score was, no matter the down, no matter the play, they were fighting. Whereas Iron Wolves looked like they were hoping the game wouldn't last that long. Like they wanted the game to be over with, right? They were just hoping to get an easy break. And it's as if you guys deviated from like what you had all season long. What all season long was like something like special to that Iron Wolves team.
Yeah.
And there was nothing special at all in that game. You know, like Trollers took like a 2 possession lead at one point, and like they just didn't look bad, right? Like Dylan's motor did not stop all game.
No.
Vinny remained focused all game.
Yeah.
Max rushing was like incredible.
Yes.
Like,
It was fun.
did you ever rush before? Like for a full game? Like besides just filling in?
I always liked to rush, and I thought I was at least like decent to try it. And because I was the QB for the most part, your legs die in the second half.
Yeah.
So I tried it for half a season, and after game 3, I couldn't like throw the ball in the second half because I couldn't get my legs. So my teammates are like, "You cannot rush for us anymore."
Yeah.
But I really like it. I'm okay at it, but I don't Like if I'm throwing, I can't do it.
It's tough to do both.
Yeah, it's hard to do both.
Yeah.
I think you got 4 sacks, 3 in a row. It was like a
that was
goal
fun.
and goal situation.
That really set the tone in the game.
And
that
then,
really set the tone.
one turnover on downs back to midfield almost. A tip ball that got intercepted.
Yes.
I was looking for that tip ball. I was this close. Like,
a
the
few
whole
times.
Game. I got one that was a pick that was. I think it was the loudest I've ever been in an MFL game in my life.
Yeah.
Because I was like so devastated I couldn't like help my team like
A
being
quarterback.
I was like, what can I do to help? I'm like, maybe I can be long and rush. And my legs were shaking the whole game. It was the third game for both of us.
Right.
But I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was even I was telling Terry, even when you weren't like getting sacks or knocking balls on, like you were taking away that lane, right? And like super important if I'm trying to hit low up the middle. But it's like I think it shows how versatile your team was, right? Vinny goes quarterback when you were starting quarterback throughout the season. You were rushing at a heck of a game.
When Manu rushed last season, Manu played a great defensive game. You got that.
You got that pick six. Like you said, you're rushing on defense, set the tone for that entire game and for that drive specifically. And it was like. Do we know one D1 player of the week?
I could check.
Or we're going to talk about it. But like there was a lot of guys that could have won 2 on your team. But I think that...
it was... I checked this morning. It was Marvin.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think that's... that was fair. But I think you could have got it or Vinny could have got it too.
In that game it was between Vinny and Max.
But yeah, no,
just the story.
Yeah.
I can't believe they gave it to Marvin.
Sorry?
Yeah. Just for the story.
Yeah,
I think we gave it to Mark because he would have cried if he didn't get it. But
his stats were really, really good there. We'll talk about it soon. But Mark went 9 for $155 and 3 touchdowns in that game.
That was impressive.
Yeah,
but no, all that to say that it was a special season for Iron Wolves, and I'm upset it ended the way it did because like we were a tight knit group, we weren't that many, and like I think you said it well, like we weren't Wolves in that game, but Cholos played the better game, they deserved it, and it was a game they controlled from start to finish.
Although the seeding did not matter, and like just getting in was the important thing for D1 playoffs, like 4 out of the 5 teams made it. Like it was impressive nonetheless that Trollers, with all that talent in D1, ended up with the 1 seed at the end of the day. So like
with the 4 seed, yeah.
Sorry, I meant Wolves.
Wolves,
yeah. I'm saying Wolves. It was impressive that you guys ended up with the 1 seed. Like, no one would have thought that preseason. Like I was the last person I would have thought that. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I look at their team and every player is really good.
Yeah.
Right. And every player on most of the D1 teams are really good. If you look at Outlaws, like they have the highest like cap. And they're like Smuda, Svetna, Marvin. Steve, like these are 4 goats of the MFL.
Yeah.
So like. I just thought no one wanted to play us because we were annoying to play.
Yeah.
And like any day I could go off for like 400 bombs in the game, and you don't want to play against that. I thought no one wanted to play against us.
Right. Yeah. No, we were like it was because
I think Goka clearly didn't want to play.
Yeah.
Right, with the
I heard the rumor might have been true.
Yeah. I heard that too.
I can't confirm it.
Yeah.
I heard it might have been
Only
true.
they will know. But this was like a true team win by Trollers. Maybe that's why it was so difficult to have the player come from this game, because you look at like offense, defense, everyone balled out, everyone contributed, everyone scored at least a touchdown in this game.
I got my first touchdown catch in like 5-6 years.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
It's true. Yeah.
He had a lot of throwing, a couple of rushing, some on defense.
Yeah.
But never.
I've had a safety before. I've had a pick as a rusher.
So like literally, like I feel at times like yes, it was very hot on Saturday, and yes, a lot of D1 players played in multiple games before. But being just 6 both ways, there's something to it. There's like a special thing to it.
It's almost cool.
Well,
like it's like it's like gridiron. It's like you're like last straw.
It's more for the chemistry, right? Because like everyone's keeping that offensive position, everyone's keeping that defensive position. You're always going with the same guys on every drive. So yeah. When's the other game? Unless you want to talk about. I don't think we spoke enough about how you sacked Will.
That was no, for real.
Someone requested it, right? I think that's why I'm here. But yeah, it was 4 downs. I got the first sack. I thought I had the second one too when you pumped. I thought I had it. I argued for it, but and then I got 2 in a row. I don't know. I was just so into like trying to run as fast as I can at will. I didn't really think. It just happened. I couldn't tell you.
It's adrenaline, right?
You were switching it up a bit because at times you were breaking down and
I tried to switch it up to like. I'm not a pro rusher. I don't know how to do it properly. So
you did a pretty good job.
I look at the quarterback and then every play I learned. I hope and what needed to be blocked with my hands or just scare him by pulling his flag after he throws it, stuff like that. Well, it worked. So
well, as a quarterback, you know what annoys you, right? So it's like
I know what annoys me, and I tried to do it. You
did it perfectly.
You're taller than I am, but
it worked.
So moving on to the other game, it was a classic Outlaws Gold Cup battle.
Yeah.
Outlaws had not beaten Gold Cup this season with Steve. They lost twice, and then their only win came with Will at quarterback subbing for them. What shocked me the most, I didn't see much of this game. I saw Marvin's post over the top touchdown at one point. I saw Dave Gutowski's interception. That seemed huge. But what shocked me the most, looking at the stats quickly, is seeing that Dom threw for more picks than touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, I obviously I was throwing in the other game, but it just seemed, from what I saw, the offense wasn't in sync. I know it's easy to say after looking at the stats, but it seemed like they didn't have their usual organization, mojo self. Dom was expecting guys to be in different positions. I don't know. That's surprising to me. 51-34.
Yeah, I think Smuda not being there the whole year, their defense is not the same. I know when I threw against them, we scored 40 points, I think, twice roughly, and it's not the same without Kevin. He usually calls the D. I'm pretty sure. He calms everyone down. He takes out a whole front part of the field. He can drop 2 if he needs to. It's a big difference, and on offense, you gotta cover an extra. He's the GOAT receiver, pretty much, right? So you gotta cover an extra guy, and if you cover him, you have Svetna, Marvin, Ariel, Dave, everybody. I'm not surprised. I picked Outlaws myself.
But does the score surprise you? Seeing that it was that one-sided?
To me, full Outlaws is you can't they're the best team.
They're still the best
in
team.
History of the MFL, right? Mm-hmm. It was Trollers for 2-3 years.
Trollers are the original dynasty.
Original Trollers when we had our original team,
First
and then
going back-to-back championships.
Outlaws got Smuda, Svetna, Marvin, with Steve got them, and that changed the landscape of MFL D1, and they're still together.
Yeah,
to me, if anyone picking a favorite, no matter what seed, I think Outlaws are probably the favorite. But when we were playing them, I think no one wants to play us, and I think we're gonna put up we were feared for a reason.
Yeah,
for sure. Dangerous 4 seed.
Outlaws were up 18 with almost 2 minutes to go in the first half, and Cole Cook managed to bring the game within 2 points.
I saw that.
That's crazy. A 18-point lead disappearing almost like that within a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
But then that's when I think Dave's interception came to play, and that's when the momentum completely shifted, and then it was all Outlaws till the end of the game.
I think when you think about both teams and the fact that they've played in some tight games, some not tight games, for me, like I said, it's surprising. I know I asked you what you think was going to happen during the game, and you and I both picked Kukuk. I think it was Andrew and Manu picked Outlaws in this game. Yeah. I think for me, the surprising part is the score.
They know more about it than we do, eh?
Yeah, I guess they do. What analysts? No, but it's 51. That's not surprising. I think it's just the fact that Gokok struggled so much on O.
I'll ask you a question.
And look, Dom wasn't there the week before. Maybe it's Dom wasn't there for 2 weeks, right? So
when people saw that Gokok gave up 70 points to maybe not purposely finish second.
Yeah.
The first impression a lot of people came up to me and said were usually when you do something like that, it comes back and bites you in the ass.
Yes.
It almost never works out to your advantage, and that's maybe also because the spotlight's on them, so you're going to remember when it bites them in the ass, but maybe not remember if it pays off. To them. But in this case, the question I wanted to ask is, Cook the defending champs, right? We know how competitive D1 is. We know how hard it is to win a championship. Trolls, I think, won 3 in a row or 3 in 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Outlaws won 5 in a row after. Would you say this season was a disappointment for Gold Cook at the end of the day? Losing the semifinals, not getting it past, not making the final, not even making the finals. It's tough to say, right? There was only 5 teams.
Yeah.
But out of the 5 teams, 2 make the finals. There's only 5 teams. 40% of the teams are in the finals.
My perspective, they're the team I wanted to play the most of the other 3 in the playoffs. So plus every team's really good.
Would you have rushed Dom?
Yeah. I mean, Dom's hard to rush. I would have died on the field. I would have taken the ambulance me out. But they're the team I would have wanted to play. But it doesn't matter because every team's incredible.
Yeah,
you got to beat 2 teams to win the championship.
That's the thing, right? Exactly.
I wouldn't say disappointment, but they're the team I wanted to play the most.
Okay,
if I had to pick.
Yeah, it's for me, and when you have Gokak here, whenever they don't win the chip, it's disappointment, number one. But I think to not even make the finals after winning the chip,
especially coming in as defending champs, and they've always had that. There's only 5 teams, so they're rivals. But I think Gokak Outlaws is a pretty good rival, right? And I think it'll sting to end the season the way they did. I agree that Gokak Outlaws is a good rival, but I think the better rivalry is Outlaws Trollers. Let's talk about that one now because this is the finals.
There's a lot more history.
Like, I believe to this day one of the best finals in MFL history was
I remember that one.
Outlaws Trollers finals from I think fall 2021.
Yes, on video.
Played outdoor on turf. I think that back and forth game was like
that was good.
Since I've been in the MFL, I don't think I've seen a better finals game than that one.
It's incredible.
You were in
I was watching from the sideline.
Yeah, you were there.
It was being
like
57. I think it was 57, 51 something, and it was literally score for score for score for score.
It was 35, like 31 at halftime, and then Steve slowed the game down. I'm like, that's less fun because I just want to like toss them, you know. But that was a crazy finals. I have one gripe is that we used the
slightly larger field,
size field, and I'm not used to it. Steve is, so I yelled at John.
We played outdoors. We didn't use the MFL field because it was already field lines. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know how many
asterisks on that one because that was ours to win.
First time I hear that one.
Yeah.
So talking about this season now, Outlaws played Trollers 3 times. I think they played almost 3 times in a row.
Three in 3 or 4 weeks, but. There was one game because we had doubleheader between the Iron Wolves between.
Okay, yeah.
There was one game I score capped. I think it was a 40-39 game if I'm not mistaken.
So Outlaws won the first one 40-39.
Yeah, score
Outlaws
capped
won
that
the
game.
second one 39-35, and then Trollers won the final one 35-20.
That was in 3 straight weeks.
It was They
played 3 straight weeks. Yeah. Crazy.
I remember all those games. I remember plays so well. Like they stick with me forever.
Yeah, I remember what I remember. I remember the 40-39 game. I just remember that game. I felt like the Outlaws stole that game.
Yeah,
I really felt
exactly what happened. We had the ball at like the 5, and then it started to rain, and I threw a pick at the goal line to end the game. Ashton was open on like an out, and I threw it behind them. No excuses. Like we played through the rain, but that was just unfortunate. We lost at the goal line. There, the second one that we lost, Hail Mary to Svetna 35 yards and then jump ball to Svetna.
Oh yeah,
2 plays
two
plays to win the game from their own 5, and it was just jump ball, and Svetna
took over.
It was hard.
Yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer for a reason.
Yeah,
for real.
Oh, we didn't mention. We have Max also Hall of Fame.
We should have
said that. We should have said the intro.
We should have traded.
Because one thing that the MFL doesn't have or do, it should be coming is that it doesn't say anywhere on the website who's in the Hall of Fame. Or there's no badge. There's so many badges for all the awards, all the championships, player of the weeks, but there should be one coming for Hall of Fame.
It must even say 2 Hall of Famers right now.
Yes. Your time will come to. Your time will come to.
What are the rules? You need like 10 seasons.
10 seasons. Yeah. 10. Winter does not.
And be good enough.
Yeah, and winter does not. And winter does not count this season.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have like 20 seasons.
Okay. Nice. So you're being twice.
I don't know.
When you speak about LCL days, it's you've been there for a while, right?
Yeah. That's crazy.
So a lot of storylines in this game, but most importantly, availability. Is Ashton going to be there?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
That's a good question.
Because Ashton was not there in that game, and we know.
I think you have to assume he's going to be there, right? Like him missing last. It's not like he was on vacation, right?
Yeah, I think that's we don't know. Work or I don't know exactly. It must have been something important, right?
Yeah. I hope he's going to be there.
And then the next question: who's going to be quarterback and who's going to take the first snap under center for the Trollers?
So, I don't know. Everyone knows I didn't play last week, so I have an arm injury. I have nerve issues in my arm. So I've been doing rehab for 3 weeks, and my goal is if I'm able to play, I will play. I'm rehabbing every single day, so hopefully we get to play against each other, Steve. But every single day I'm rehabbing. I did it this morning, and if I'm able to throw, I will throw. If I'm not, we've already have a sub lined up that fits all of the rules for the MFL, so we went through the rule book, we made sure there should be no issues. All good, so either way we'll be fine. Either I'll throw or our sub who's already rule fitted will throw for us.
Did that injury happen during the game? Like, is it an accumulation?
It's an accumulation. So like this season I didn't throw for Marvels. So last year my arm was in pain, and then the game against you and Centurions back to back, I had that arm in the second half, so I got it checked out 3 weeks ago.
Like, was it one throw that you just felt something, or like?
Oh, there was several like deep throws I tried to throw, and my arm like gave out, and it was like 10 yards short.
And that's not Max Rosenfeld type ball, right?
Yeah, and the second half of like the game against you guys, I couldn't like zip the ball into spaces like I usually can, so I was very worried, and my arm kind of just tingles like throughout the day, like at rest. So it's pretty telling. Do
you think it has to do with your throwing motion over the years, or?
Oh, for sure, because I don't have any like practice growing up playing quarterback or even baseball either. So my throwing motion is just like whatever felt right.
Yeah.
So the physio told me that if I was I would have to rechange my whole throwing motion, take time to relearn it, otherwise it would always come back.
Okay.
So I will probably retire from throwing after the playoffs. Hopefully I can play like one last game, but if not, then
You're not down to relearn the throwing motion and all that stuff?
That's time and money. Who's gonna? You know how to throw properly?
No.
Well, we had that QB camp thing. I don't know if you were aware.
But I have to take reps with it, and then I would probably just hurt my arm taking the reps.
Yeah. Unless you take a lot of time off and then you.
Yeah. Well, it affects my day to day, like lifting weights, doing sports. Like my arm tingles like as I walk through my home, like randomly through the day. I'm like lifting a 3-pound dumbbell, and it's like, well, I feel a shooting pain up here.
Okay. Wow.
If you want to do a test with me, we can show a test like what I feel versus what you feel.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Go like this with your arm.
This way?
Sideways.
Okay.
And put your hat and tilt your head. Do you feel anything?
I mean, it feels okay.
So I have shooting pain all up my arm here to my shoulder, up my neck.
Really?
So it's really the nerves that it's not muscular.
Yeah,
or...
no, it's the nerve. The nerve was the theory is that it was stretched and compressed on the sides.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds complicated.
So your throw motion look good to me from.
So I mean, I don't know what to tell. I'm zero.
But you really remember how many times have you said like you're supposed to throw like this and this, and you're like, I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, because like,
there's
I
a way to throw.
You heard about that at the beginning of the season. We had that QB camp thing that we had a QB coach.
Yeah, I couldn't make it. I was out of town.
You were interested in it?
Initially, yeah, but I was.
Okay, yeah, it was like, but like even having went there, like you just have to like literally practice that like he was like the recipe, the outline, but like literally no one knows how to throw a football.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like I can explain to you later, like quickly what we learned on that show, but like. You have to literally be throwing like 100 footballs a day that certain way, and like it's so not natural.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that's the right way.
Sorry?
I don't think that's the right way.
Well, he said the main thing he said is that you could throw hard and well and precisely the way you're throwing now. The only thing is that your risk of injury is higher, and the sustainability of it, and you throwing long term might give out at one point.
Right,
Six, 7 years I've been throwing, and I'm already like career ending.
So he's like, he wasn't saying that like. He literally said you might only throw like you might not be able to throw really further by throwing this way. You might not throw more precisely. Like that's already there. It's really the footwork and everything is there. So like your body won't take a toll. Like you'll be throwing effortlessly. You'll throw the same ball, but it'll feel more effortlessly, and it'll just come out like easily.
Gotcha.
That's what it was. So it's like I was really expecting to throw like 15 yards further, but to make it 30 yards, but yeah,
maybe 35.
So that's a huge question mark for this game.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I have an appointment Friday checkup, so we'll see that we won't know till last minute.
Okay. I mean, how like it's not even like a pain thing at this point, right? It's like you physically would not even be able to. When you said you were throwing, it was going 10 yards shorter. Like even if you put
if I play it, and I'm not ready. We're just gonna like
because like you could be hurt. You could endure a certain amount of pain, but it's not even the pain endurance. It's more the fact that like. The ball won't even get there as hard as you try throwing.
Yeah, we scored 0 points in the second half against that game, but
Okay.
Yeah, it won't be it'll be a rout in the finals if I am still. We'll see.
It'll be a what?
It would be a rout in the if I threw injured, it'd be like 40-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, selfless player there, selfless guy. See what happens.
You don't want to throw if you're trying to throw 1 yard hooks, right? Like
yeah.
I want to throw it over Setna's head.
So, what are your keys to victory for?
For which team, or we go a little some?
Yeah, give it a little both.
Okay. So Holy Trollers are so I gotta assume Holy Trollers are gonna start an offense.
Yes.
Because I'll also get the seed. For me, it's. I know MFL is a long game, right? And you have timeouts and that clock stops. Both teams need to start off fast. So I think for Holy Trollers, you're going to start the ball. You guys are going to need to score. You guys are going to need to get the convert. And I think both teams, when things are going great, the energy's there, the energy's good. And I think that when, the times are tough, there's, Dylan's kind of a good vocal guy. Smudo's kind of a good vocal guy. But I think it's staying together regardless of the situation. There's going to be tough times. Someone may take a 2-possession lead. But you're playing against good teams for a reason. So it's understanding that there's going to be fourth downs, there's going to be drop balls, there's going to be situations that don't work out. There may be flags that, the players don't agree with. So I think it's being calm, being collected. And, I think while you guys have the energetic side, I think that you guys also are able to tap into that. Even Heaney too. I feel like he's been being a pretty good leader lately, and he's been balling out.
The second half, he's been killer.
Yeah, so I think that it's for both teams. I'll get into more specifics, but like staying together, being calm as a cucumber, being zen, and understanding it's a long game, and you want to start off quickly, but like things are going to happen, and it's understanding that early on.
Yeah, I think the most important thing for the Trollers is to keep things under control. Like they don't stay completely calm because their game is not to be calm.
Right.
I feel their defense riles themselves up, and they play with that certain swag, momentum, and anger, and like it's to their advantage. Like I'm not saying like to change that. That's why I'm saying like obviously be more respectful to the officials, to the other teams, and all that. Like keep it within yourselves. But if things do not go your way, we've seen almost every team it happens, but specifically the Trollers sometimes turn against each other at certain times. And like the way you were speaking about, like when Smooth's presence always being there for the Outlaws, like it's something that like it's hard with the players that are on the Trollers, right?
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that like is concerning. Like if Trollers go down 2 scores quickly versus if Outlaws go down 2 scores quickly, I could see Outlaws maybe coming back, but Trollers I see it be a lot harder. Right?
That's why I think like you guys really, like not only do you need to score in your first possession, but you need to take advantage that you're going to start with the ball in the first half, and you need to be leading going to halftime. That's what I say is a big key.
I think it's going to be a defensive decision. Like the better defense is going to win. I think both teams are going to score. Me or the sub doesn't matter, and I think it's going to be defense and conversions. Those are going to be the biggest. I think like. Just last week, I haven't played defense all year, and I was like infected with the being loud. I was so loud, and I didn't know why. It just happened. There's adrenaline.
It's a Dylan effect, eh?
Yeah, but Andrew was like, because like none of them have seen me play anything but quarterback, so they didn't know I could actually like be like an athlete. So they're all like pumping me up too. So it was.
What went behind the decision of making you rush and now play defense? Because you're also a great DB, right? Like,
I asked to rush.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it would be helpful because I know what quarterbacks like hate.
And
I like to rush too. Okay. So if
we also enjoy dropping back. And
well, if it didn't work, then we would have switched. But last week's history.
Yeah.
So they always go quarterback battle, like when they say in the NFL, like that quarterback, but it's not actually a head to head because they don't play at the same time. But we might actually see Max Steve actually on the field at the same time,
that is true.
Which we have never probably seen before in their past encounters.
That is true. And that'll be interesting to see.
I played offensive defense until I hurt my ankle.
Yeah, okay, but I mean,
it's been like over 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how, if and when Max rushes. Steve's obviously not the tallest guy, and Max was able to take away lanes. It'll be cool to see how Steve adjusts to that. Steve doesn't usually get bothered by rushers, no matter who's rushing. But like, I think you can, a tip ball here, a tip ball there, maybe the difference in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm long from my height, and I've rushed Steve before. The year I tried rushing, but my legs gave out, so I couldn't rush anymore. I rushed one game against Steve, and we won. So I'm looking forward to it. But Steve's dad's the GOAT, so
I love how you say dad now. Yeah. That's respect.
He's the GOAT. He's got like 5. I think I have 3. Dom has 2 or 3. Like those are the 3 like faces of like D1, right? Yeah. And like, you can't beat championships,
Yeah. It's a big one now. So if you win, it goes 5-4. If you win 6-3.
Yeah.
What are your you said to be more specific keys to victory, a matchup you're watching for? Well, I think for me it's the Svetna Andrew matchup is going to be interesting, but the Marvin Andrew matchup is going to be interesting, right? Because we know Andrew likes to talk his talk, and I think Andrew's key, Andrew's priorities in the game is 1, to win the championship, obviously, and 2 is to quiet Marv with Andrew on the defensive side. I know he's going to want to shadow Marv, in my opinion. He's going to want to try and get in his head.
I won't tell you who's coming.
No, for sure.
I think the refs will let the players talk to each other, but talking to a ref is going to be like shut down immediately, probably.
Yeah.
But they'll let each other talk to each other.
Yeah, as long as you're being respectful.
Even, I think like you got in the finals against these 2 teams, you got to let them like talk more shit than you normally would. Like you got to let them talk, and
What else did I want to say about this game? The Dylan defense versus the Steve offense, right? Like the last 2 times the Outlaws were eliminated from the playoffs, it was playing against Dylan, right?
Right, that's true.
So that's the biggest matchup in this game, in my opinion, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Can Dylan once again slow down or shut down Steve's offense? I think the last time he held him to 2 touchdowns, right? I do think that, like how Max said, when Outlaws have everyone and everyone's healthy, they're like easily the best team, right? It's hard to pick against them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we go with our picks now, who do you got?
Okay, I was gonna my score prediction. Max, you can pick it too. You're allowed.
I'll pick myself.
That's fair. I'm gonna go. It's tough right now. I just think with the unknowns with Holy Troller at the quarterback position, it's a little bit tough for me. I don't see the safer pick as Outlaws. I just think the way they won their last game against Gokuk, it's going to be tough. So Max is giving you guys motivation. Trollers giving you guys motivation. It's all love. I'm going to go Outlaws 48-44. D1 champions. They get it done.
It's crazy because like everything you said in that speech going up to Outlaws, I agree with you. Like you know, I'm pretty logical and like. When I think about like unknowns and uncertainties, whereas you have a known fact on the other side, it should make the decision easier. But there's something about Trollers that have been like they've been up and down this season. We're not going to lie to each other, right? Like after that, their first the loss to Gokuk week 1, and they played them again. They destroyed them, and then I think they came out flat the next game. Like it was an up and down season, but I don't think anyone's matched their highs this season.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I don't know who's going to be there. I don't know anything, but like something's telling me that. It's going to be a high this Saturday. And if they perform to that high level, I think they could edge out the Outlaws. It's going to be a one-score game. It's going to come down to like either converts, overtime, whoever has the ball last. But just like...
Overtime sack.
Imagining safety on an overtime yeah, so I think I'm going Trollers in a 1-point victory somehow.
Wow,
but it's
I like it. Like, who would you say is favorite in this game?
It's hard, but I think based on last week and the availability of the players, I think Outlaws are probably favored.
I think they're 2-1 in the season series, so.
But it's like very, very close.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is like I said, Max. The one game that I score kept is I really felt Outlaws stole that game, and it's like, but you have to understand that it's, as dumb as it sounds, the most deserving team may not necessarily win. It's a lot of times steals happen, and there's a play that doesn't go your way. So it's the finals, and you never know what's going to happen. Ball can bounce this way, bounce that way. Got to stay cool.
Do we move on to D2 now?
What about my prediction?
Oh, I didn't think
you were
going to.
Yeah, of course, that's cool.
Trollers 39, Outlaws 30.
2-score game?
Conversions, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Through conversions. And I think, I'm surprised you picked us because you're like a former Outlaw.
Yeah.
I think we're the big underdog. No one believes in us, and I'm like, to me, like consensus is usually wrong.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Meaning that Outlaws are going to win since we the consensus pick. Or no, you're saying that the
consensus picking Outlaws, right?
Like they're the favorites.
Yeah,
they're full team. Everyone like they're the Outlaws, right? They have dads Fet and Smuda.
You also said no one wants to face Trollers, and you're also saying they're a huge underdog. So
I don't think anyone wants to face us because we're annoying to play against.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna win 39-30.
Okay,
I like it. Good stuff.
If you get the score right, you'll be on the first episode of next season.
Good stuff.
Anything else you want to add for D1?
I'm excited. The game's at 8:30. I will not be playing in the game, but I will make sure to put my alarm, and Terry will call me to wake me up in the morning, and I will be there. Yeah, excited for that one.
D2 now.
Yeah, Division 2.
Let's go really quickly on these recaps.
Sure.
Thunder Buddies Pocket Rockets. What a shootout that was!
Wow.
Like I did not expect Pio after having thrown, I think,
twice
9 interceptions.
Oh yeah.
In back-to-back games. To come out and ball out the way he did in this game.
Yeah.
They were one convert away from winning it and eliminating the defending champs.
Yeah.
Then that Master Chiefs Nice Cities game. Oh my god.
That was intense, eh?
There were so many interceptions game at one point.
Yeah,
like no one wants to win. Yeah, it's you suck for Nice Cities.
Yeah.
I'm like, no one wants to win this game. Always very uncharacteristically throwing 6 picks.
Like didn't he lead the division in picks thrown this year?
He touchdowns too. He threw so many touchdowns.
Yeah. More possessions.
Was it more? Did you watch the game?
I left it.
Okay. Was it more like always, or a bit of both, or like Chiefs defense?
It was always off. But
really? Okay.
Yeah, I give credit to Nice Cities
for sure. Okay.
But I think that's one game that Owe could easily say was one of his worst of the season.
Right? Okay.
I think he missed his throws, but by like an inch or two. You know, like there were 2 or 3 of the picks were tips.
But look, you didn't have Ashton. That's 32 touchdown production on the season. That was missing.
Well, both teams were missing guys, right? Mario, Christian.
But is that the trouble of being over reliant on one player? I think we saw it right in that game because we had the guys to win that game, right? Regardless of who's there, regardless of Ashton being the best player and winning MVP in Division 2. But like I think that that shows the overall explanation, right?
Alert.
What?
Said spoiler alert.
Oh, sure. Did we? That's true. Eh?
What?
Did we announce the winners?
Of?
The awards.
No, but what did you just say?
I said I didn't say anything.
Oh, but it's okay. Like, you can
The fans can rewind.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No, I mean, it wasn't announced. It hasn't been settled yet, but I think it's safe to say that if you're putting your money on actually winning MVP, it
should be safe.
Yeah, it should be super safe.
I learned that today, so.
So yeah, nice to these edging out Massachusetts won all that, but like it was kind of
It was an ugly game. I played in it.
But then it kind of got translated to Jagerbomb, who were fresh, and then they were still they were just 6 players in that game because Chris wanted to play defense. He did not play defense in the first one.
Okay.
Because they had that extra sub.
Right.
We said it all season long, or I think I just said it all season long. The 2 teams getting the bye in D2 was huge.
Yeah, you were right there.
The 2 teams that got the bye are meeting in the finals.
Especially in the summer when it's so hot.
Yes. They chose a good day to get the
for real.
Get that. And
I don't think I drank more water on Saturday than I did. I'd say the last month combined.
I had a meal between each of the games. I played 3 games.
Just a full meal?
I had like a full sandwich between each game because I knew my legs would like start cramping up if I didn't eat. Yeah.
So seeing the low scoring game of Thunder Buddies Idaho very quickly, I thought one of the favorite Thunder Buddies.
Me too.
Did not go that way. I think Brady was telling me they only had the ball for like less than 10 minutes throughout there was like a 30 to 10 minute possession battle in that one.
Yeah.
Jagerbomb my season was not even close.
Jagerbomb's good. They should play Division 1 next season.
Yeah, I spoke to a few of the guys.
Do it.
They have
You're good enough.
A lot of their core guys are going to be missing like half the season because they're going on vacations or on long trips. So that's what's kind of holding them back. If it wasn't for that,
next time you're able to, if you're able to play and be at least 5-5, you should play up.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, because Jagerbomb did have the 1 seed. They are playing in the finals. They had the 1 seed also last fall. They lost in the semifinals when they were favorites against Nice CDs.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely one of the top D2 teams, and fortunately or unfortunately for them, there's no conflicts on any D1 team, right? So important to also note, Jagerbomb without Louis Mathieu's full.
They still destroyed my Nice CD sub team. They killed us.
So Louis Mathieu, he's past D2 MVP
to conversion.
MFL. Jeff Delos went down with an ankle injury at some point in this game, taped it back up, came back, didn't even look phased by it.
Just 2 plays. He's very good.
So something to watch out for them, the health of that team going into the finals.
Because they'll be there.
But not to say that Idaho don't have their own health issues,
That
right?
is true. The Idaho curse. That is true.
They could literally be called injured reserve at this point. Right?
For real.
Let's go ahead and preview that finals.
Okay, so I think they met once during the regular season, if I'm not mistaken. And Jagerbomb took it to Idaho in this game. Remember Brady after the game saying like he had an off game, but Jagerbomb's defense just kind of, they were shooting gaps, and I think they said they played a lot of man, and unfortunately just they weren't able to click on offense or Idaho. That was the one time I think this game is going to be much closer. I think I know who I'm going to pick in this one. I'm going to save it for the end, but I really see this being more of the higher scoring game than we used to. I think Brady's going to figure out the defense. I think Simon's going to have these guys ready. Both teams are going to come very organized, very fresh. And I think that it could very well, like we said, come down to converts. It's going to have to come down to defenses being aggressive. Jumping routes, you know what happened, you know the tendencies of both teams. Be aggressive. It's the finals, play for picks.
That's a good call. What really impressed me in their previous meeting was not only the way that Jagerbomb's defense played, because they only held Idaho to 30 points, but they also put up 44 points, Simon throwing 7 touchdowns.
Right.
This is a matchup between, I believe, the best offense in the division against the best defense in the division.
Wow.
I thought Massachusetts had the best offense, but looking really quickly, I believe Idaho ended up scoring a few more points than them on the season.
Brady reminds me of like the same mentality I have.
Yes,
it's just a gunslinger. You just want to rifle the ball as hard and as far as you can every play.
Yeah.
His touchdown to completion ratio is about 50%, I think.
Without exaggerating, it's unbelievable. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that.
I mean, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch. Especially if the games last longer because the time stops on every touchdown. So the more touchdowns you score, the more time you have to score even more touchdowns in a game. Right?
Yeah.
And so, look, Jagerbomb this season did not have the most impressive offensive output they've shown in past seasons.
Which is weird.
But they were able to show it at times. And, Simon could go out and throw 7 touchdowns or 8 touchdowns. He could go pound for pound. Not the same type of offense. But we've seen him score 7 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns in a game before, right? So they need that offense in this game. Because they can maybe get a stop or two, right? But I don't think Brady's scoring under 6 or 7 touchdowns in this one. It's like I'd be shocked, right? So like
I would be too.
You need to get that stop, but you also need to keep scoring, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, you want to try to slow down the game. It'll probably be Jagerbaum's advantage,
right?
Yeah,
I guess I could ask you, Max, like in the game. Because you like to go deep, obviously, and you have a very good deep ball. In our game against Idaho, we chewed down the clock, marched on the field, we scored, and Brady on his first play of the game threw interception. And then from there, he's able to be calm, cool as a cucumber. How do you think that not scoring on your first deep ball or throwing a pick like this, that make you hesitant for the rest of the game, or you just it happens, right?
You want to throw more.
Yeah, it happens, right? You kind of got. I think Brady has that mentality. Quinton got an amazing interception, and I think that like the good thing about Brady is he's mentally strong, so he doesn't care. He's going to trust his guy.
Sure. I mean, I saw highlights of like your FPF,
the D game,
final, and I like 4 of your 5. You had a nice catch, by the way.
Thank you.
4 of your like 6 touchdowns were just deep bombs on like the first 3 plays of the drive. It puts pressure on the defense, so I want to score fast, and often. And I throw a pick, like I'm just trying to. How can I just make a more perfect ball the next time? The same throw. I'm not shying away from.
Yeah, I like that. And I think that you're like that, and Brady's like that too. And he wasn't gun shy after that interception. Yeah. And I think that he's going to continue to do it in this game. And even if he throws a pick on his first play or they don't score on their first drive.
Yeah. So what are the key matchups to look out for here? Like, there's unknowns, right? Is Jerome going to play in this game?
That's a big one.
You're going to play in this game, right? Arguably the 2 best players on either team, right?
I'd say yes and yes.
Yeah.
My gut's telling me Jerome's going to play in this game. He's going to...
Is he hurt?
Yeah, he is. Hamstring. I think he's going to find his way to play in this one. It's going to be tough for him not to play. I see Louis Mathieu Dufour, 2-point conversion, playing in this game.
Louis Mathieu who?
Delos. No, Louis Mathieu, 2-point conversion, exactly. I think he's going to play in this game.
Dufour.
Huh? Dufour, yeah, of course. Dufour. What Dufour?
No.
Oh, that's JF.
That's
good call.
Delos.
Yeah, whatever you say.
Combining them
but yeah, but they're a team. They're all brothers.
It's funny to hear him speak French like in person.
Yeah, no, I'm very good, I know. But key things to watch in this game.
Does GF match himself up on Marvin?
JF's good. Marvin's real fast, though.
Yeah. I mean, potentially, but then... Like, who's the main... Is Jerome the main target on... Like, what about Jerome, right? Because
you don't know if Jerome's playing, right?
We haven't talked about Manu yet.
Exactly. It's a good call.
Shout out to Manu.
Yes, for real.
It's going to be an exciting game.
It will be. I think snappers may be more important than we think. Big plays. Yeah. I know we talk about bombs.
Targets on D1, right?
So. There you go. Exactly. And we saw in Thunder Buddies game, we saw him make a big catch on 4th and 10. And it was 4th and 10, and he made an 11-yard gain, and it was a sick play. And I think that when crunch time's there and the deep ball's not there, you go to your snapper. So tackling is going to be big.
Yeah, I know. I look for like Max Sidori.
Right. Exactly.
Because you have so many good receivers that people forget about the snapper a lot.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sidori.
We'll go with our picks.
Let's go. Let our guest pick first.
Okay, so I'll go. I think Jagerbaum is D1. Like, they'd be a contender for the playoffs. They'd be, I think, match up well with Centurions. I'm going to pick Jagerbaum 34-30. I think Idaho's really good. I think it's going to come down to whoever throws less picks.
Yeah. It's a big one. Turnover bug's going to be big. I like it. Max is doing the score, too. We didn't have to tell him.
We're doing the roulette at the end of this show, right?
Yeah. We actually found her. We didn't tell you. But, I got everything set up. Everything's ready to do it.
I watch at least my divisions every week.
I was surprised.
Yeah, you're good. You're great.
I tallied the points for everyone. I was surprised. There's one week where you did not comment.
Maybe I was out of town.
Maybe.
Yeah.
There was one.
We can forgive you.
As you tell me, I never show up to the important games. So.
Well, you'll be there this weekend.
I let my team know. Yeah, I'll be there this weekend. I let my team know before the season starts which weeks I'm out of town. So there's no confusion. They always know beforehand. But,
that's fair.
I heard that many times from you.
Yeah, that's a good way to tease. For me, it's the year of Brady. He's been balling out like we talked about in FPF2 in MFL. He's in 3 championships this weekend, right? He's in the D3 championship. He's in the D1 championship with Outlaws. He's in the D2 championship with Idaho. I think he's going to find a way to pull us out. And I think that, we talk about difference makers in this game and, receivers, DBs, and everything. There's a lot of them. But the one person I'm trusting the most right now heading into this game is Brady. And I think the boys in pink get it done. I'm going to go 40-38, Idaho.
Ooh, It's a lot of
Yeah,
the playoffs are tight.
I love a bunch of guys on both these teams, right?
Yeah.
A lot of friends, close friends on both these teams. I'm truly not of the belief that defense wins championships. Not saying that offense wins championships. I just believe that offense just
Special
as much
teams
as
wins, you think,
offense just as much as defense wins championships.
No, I disagree.
There's literally math that proves it.
Yeah, math is not always right.
Especially in flag offense.
But in offense, I think if there was
Good
a study
comments.
on flag football, I'd say offense wins championships. But I'm talking about like in sports in general. There's no actual stats that
Pat Mahomes,
defend
Tom Brady.
the defense wins championships.
Goat
And
quarterbacks.
in this game, I just think that like I trust Idaho's offense more than I trust
Wow.
anything else in this game.
Yeah.
But the fact that you also picked them is making me doubt right now. Because I'm thinking if we both pick Idaho, we're probably not going to win.
I'm gonna go 5 for 5 in final. Place.
Yeah.
I'm going Idaho 48-40.
Wow, so a really high scoring game, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just.
That's not happening. A bold prediction, maybe, but
Well,
I
I
don't-
think, you don't think
you think it's too high
I
scoring,
don't
eh?
think both teams will score 40.
really?
No. Well,
They came close to it last time they played, right?
I could be wrong.
I think one team did.
Well,
But-
44-30.
Yeah.
Brady's for sure going to score more touchdowns than in that game.
Is that where after the D1 final?
Yes.
Okay, so does it actually go D1, D2, D4, D5?
It goes D1, D2, D3. and
it's
then
reverse
D4.
of last.
Yeah.
Of this
Oh,
last
D5,
game.
D4.
D4, D5.
Okay, so okay. Nice.
All right, Division 3.
Yeah, that game could very well come down to conference. And both teams go for 2, eh? Jagerbomb and
Yeah.
Idaho.
So Division 3 now, we got Average Joe's Double Dippers. It's safe to say that it was clearly sorry for Pocket Rockets, but
Fair.
clearly the two best teams in Division 3, right?
Yeah.
Throughout the regular season, there were teams that had shown certain ups and had that potential, but I think no one ever doubted that Average Joe's were the best team. And then late in the season, Double Dippers made that push.
Yeah.
Real quick recaps. Iron Wolves almost upset Average Joe's that
Oh
first
my
playoff game.
God.
5 overtimes.
That's
up
crazy.
90.
Why?
It went to 5 overtimes.
Up 19-0. They were up.
Isn't that insane?
Division 3?
Yeah.
Who's the QB for Iron Wolves?
It was
Jason.
Jason,
Butler.
same as Division 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He throws a nice ball.
I like
Yeah.
him. I like him a lot.
I mean, I'm biased for Josh.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was hoping Thunder Buddies would win.
Yeah, thank you.
But he's got a good ball, so if he's on, he can
Yeah.
work it, yeah.
So
I don't think we give him enough credit.
He's good.
Yeah.
So they came back and won that game. Then we had another crazy game with Pocket Rockets Red Cats. 2 overtimes at the same time slot in Division 3. Red Cats being up 27-0. Pocket Rockets tying the game 27-27 and winning in overtime.
Come back from 27.
Came back from 27
That's
nothing to win that
crazy.
game.
Nice job.
Yeah, Diego
That's
likes for
crazy.
70.
That's crazy.
And then the other game that happened at that time was a 1-point game also.
Man, that was a crazy, how good was the vibe at that time?
Yeah, so like Mustard Tigers were up 13-0, taking a 19-6 halftime lead, ending up losing that game 20-19.
So all 3 games were comeback wins.
Yes.
Wow.
That's
Then
wild.
Yeah.
Rossos put up a good fight against Average Joe's, but Average Joe's had that 2-possession lead, and going back and forth, they managed to close out the game. Double Dippers Pocket Rockets, I didn't really catch much of it, but I heard it was very, very one-sided. I don't think the score even indicates how one-sided it was. It felt more than a 16-point difference.
Yeah,
right?
I think, RNG was put in that game, and Double Dippers were the better team.
So if we go straight to the finals now, Average Joe's Double Dippers. Jason's
That's
2-0
gonna be a
in these
good one.
playoffs, right? So
They played in the regular season, I think, once,
they
right?
played once in the regular season. Double Dippers did not have their quarterback. They had Eli subbing for them,
And they still won the game.
and they still won the game. Very, very low-scoring game, if I remember correctly. 18-13.
Wow. You got keys to victory here, Max?
Yeah, so I know a few players on both teams. So I've played with Jason, not on an MFL, but in practice games before. Really nice guy. I'm happy he made a finals. Did he make a finals before?
He's won a winter finals.
Yeah,
He's
no,
won
but summer or
No.
fall.
no.
No, no,
Congrats
yeah.
to Jason for making the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a little hard on him this year, so
Yeah,
congrats,
we
Jason.
were hard on them.
They have
Job's not done though.
Yeah.
They have one player. I don't know. I don't know everyone's name, but he's he can stop on a dime, and if they throw little hooks or hooks and goes to him, they have a really good chance of winning. But I would favor Double Dippers. They Manu, Alex. They have someone else that I know from Division 2, and their QB is I think Simon Blais.
Yeah.
He's Manu's previous QB in FPF. They have chemistry.
Very good chemistry.
They look good.
Yeah.
On paper too, they have good stats. I mean, I gotta go for my guy Manu and Alec.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's how is Jason going to throw over this defense where you have my boy Simon Dumas, best defensive player in flag football history. Then you have Brady looking in the backfield.
Brady's on the team.
Brady's in the team. You have Alex Splitsky on the team. Alex Splitsky on the team.
Zalipski.
Yeah. Wow, you said that very
That's
well.
embarrassing.
What?
For you.
No, I got it right. That's actually how you pronounce his name.
It's not Zalipski?
It is Zalipski.
Something like I'm pretty sure I aced it though. But that's not very good coming off your tongue.
On purpose?
That's not very good coming off your tongue.
No.
And then,
he looked at me in the eyes in all honesty. And like,
I didn't.
Like you say Eric's last name.
Shit. No, but come on, I aced them. You gotta say it. You gotta pronounce it like it's
How do you
spelled.
spell his last name? I don't even know.
It's like a bunch of C's and a bunch of S's and O's and Z's and P's. Yeah, so you have Brady, you have the aforementioned players, and then this team is okay. I'll ask you. I can even ask you as a quarterback. Do you think Jason's going to throw over this defense?
I don't think he's going to.
Yeah,
What do you think their game plan should be?
Not go deep.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Long drives.
But that's not his game.
Under 10 yards. Well, you got to make adjustments in the finals against, they're the number 1 seed, right?
Yeah.
They have a lot of great players. They have Division 1, Division 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Simon is pretty good, too, as a quarterback, so you got to score. Limit the amount of possessions. It's like in basketball where if you have a fast-paced team, you want to slow the game down.
Mm-hmm.
So really, you just want to slow the game down, take your shots when they're there, or don't if they're covering the deep, and take what they give you. Just take those 5-yard outs, hooks, over the middles, drags, stuff like that.
And it's not as if Average Joe's have a poor defense. The Average Joe's defense is solid.
Yes, Average Joe's defense
is led by Jason Edwards. You got Flood there too. You got Jeffrey.
Yeah.
This is a good defense too.
Look, Double Dippers are coming in as one of the hottest teams in the MFL right now, winning 8 straight games.
Yeah.
Average Joe's lost their last 2 regular season games to lose out on that number 1 seed.
Yeah.
It's Average Joe's chance right now to prove that 1 seed did not matter.
Yeah.
We maybe almost got eliminated that first round of 5 overtimes. We got past Raw Sauce, the 3rd best team in the division. We're in the finals now. We didn't get that 1 seed. Who cares? We'll show you that we're the best team now. That's how they have to come into this game. And I completely agree.
Doesn't matter in the playoffs.
And I completely
it's a 1 game
If you're at the dance, you have to dance, right?
And I completely agree with Max. Jason should limit his D-ball. He has a nice D-ball. It worked well throughout the season, but in this particular game, there was a time when in Ross he was big and he was throwing a deep ball to I forgot who it was. He was in double coverage and he could have taken the check down, but don't be hard-headed in this game. You have to put your ego aside. It's not about being flashy. It's about winning the championship.
Mm-hmm.
You don't care how you win it, as long as you get the job done at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And important thing to note, Ryan McSween, we have not seen him lately.
Yes.
He was on vacation. I believe he'll be
Portugal.
back for this.
Good. Okay.
So that's going to be huge for them.
Yeah, he is good.
His speed will definitely be used.
Defense too.
Yeah,
it's good. Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think Jason will have to take his deep shots, right? Because I have a feeling in this game, Double Dippers they may try and play a little bit more aggressive, thinking that Jason may take the short stuff, right? And thinking that maybe I'm wrong.
If that's the case, then yes.
Yeah, I mean, either or. I get what you're saying. Jason's going to have to take what's there. A deep shot, he's going to have to take a few of them to stretch out the field. But yeah, I think that I really think Double Dippers are coming in this game as favorites. If we're going predictions, I'm gonna go 41-28 Double Dippers.
48-21 Double Dippers.
No, 41-28.
41-28.
Yeah, 13-point game.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 13-point game. I think Double Dippers are just hot right now. For me, it's saying more on Double Dippers than it is on Average Joe's.
Before you give your pick, you want to pronounce Eric's name?
Eric Shioket.
Oh wow.
But it's 44 letters.
I think that's actually pronounce it.
There's 9, 10.
10?
9 or 10, yeah.
You said, what's his name? How do you pronounce it?
Shioket. That's my guess.
But there's
I met Eric 2 weeks ago. Really nice guy. He drove me home from the park.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out to Eric.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
Funny looking too.
I mean, he looks normal to me. I don't know about that, but...
Here, we have a problem. I think you should contact Max before we go on air and you see new players in the league. Make sure you help pronounce it.
Are they? Is this on purpose trying to?
I'm convinced I'm pronouncing his name correctly.
Like Jaqueline or Aaron. Is that what you're doing, or is it?
At first, I thought he was trying to be funny, but now I think he actually believes that's how it's pronounced.
You say something enough that you start to believe it, right?
Blake is Balake.
Balake. Apparently, the guy quarterback for Egerbaum is Deshane, even though it's Deshesney.
No, I don't know. I think
either. Jake Quellen. Remember Jake Quellen?
Yeah, it's from the Key and Peele.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
But yeah. Prediction, I'm going to go for Double Dippers. Manu gets his second trophy of the day. I hope he wins 3.
Oh, probably might be his 3rd.
Yeah.
Holy
Oh, but you
cow,
picked
so
Jagerbomb.
Manu
Yeah, I
playing
mean, I want
against
Manu to win all three, but I think Jagerbom's really good.
Yeah, you picked So Manu and Brady are playing in 3
it.
championships.
Wow.
Yeah, and hope that Brady loses the first one, right?
Has someone ever won 3 championships in the MFL?
I feel like this is the
Two
first
for
year
sure.
people are playing in the most amount of divisions.
Yeah, that's
so
possible,
There
too.
might not have been.
No, 2's happened. Like
No, but like, are there usually people that play in 3 divisions?
That's
Like
that's
as much as now.
yeah, I mean not as much as now.
That's what I
no,
mean.
but
Yeah.
There had been like
yeah. I was on 3 teams.
yeah. There's a year Steve and I were on 3 teams and we won 2 chips with Rob also.
Manu go 3 for 3.
That'd be really impressive.
Yeah.
Well, Manu or Brady could very likely one of them go 3 for 3 because like one of them is gonna win the D1.
It's Manu.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
No hesitation.
Yeah. What's the score prediction?
Sorry.
Double Dippers, 38, 26.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm sorry, Average Joe, this is a sweep for Double Dippers.
Yeah.
I can't see Double Dippers
Remember,
in this game.
consensus is often wrong, Jason.
Yeah. Good
Is
call.
that true though? Or is that something people say to like motivate the people that don't get picked?
It's definitely not as right as you would think. Like it's not right as often as you
Yeah.
think.
When you have like a group of people who all think the same thing, like that's generally like
Bad?
a problem. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like I feel
Well,
like
why
it's like,
can't they all be right though?
No, not 100% of the time, but like, you know.
I feel it's like Gokak losing on purpose, right? Like it genuinely,
It's like if we all say the walls are white, like the wall's gonna be white, right? Like we're not wrong in that. Like
Well, no, because it's something we know for a fact.
This is too philosophical.
I took the philosophy of language at Concordia, and let me tell you, that was Chinese. I still passed. That was Chinese.
I have no comments on your question.
okay, score prediction. I'm going 36-12.
Oh, that much?
Yeah.
Playoffs and they're close regardless.
Look, when it rains, it pours, right?
Yeah.
Not always. It drizzles.
Yeah, I hope it's a close game. I hope it's a battle. I'd be very happy for Jason, but like it's gonna be tough.
Well, the pressure's on Double Dippers, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so
Average Joe's got that going for them, right?
Right.
Because all season long the target is on their back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Division 4?
Use the motivation. Div 4. We got semifinals
So
in
we
Div 4.
got semifinals in D4 and D5
Yeah.
now.
Are there any big booties on either of these teams?
In Division 4? Or,
And then the final teams?
I think someone has a big butt. I'm not sure what player it is.
No,
though.
the big booty team.
Oh.
I know that was on purpose, I hope. But
Yes, it was.
No, Big Booty's apparently going to make the playoffs, eh?
no, we did not.
We'll talk about that
Yeah, I
in
will.
Division 5. But so the shocker for me in Division 4 was Arno's taking out Super Friends, who are my favorites to win it all in Division 4. They were missing their boy Alex.
My vote.
So the heart and soul of that team, their snapper, star defensive player. But props to Arnos for putting up 50 points. I don't know.
That's
Hard to
very
think that one player
impressive.
made a difference in that game, right?
Yeah.
Josh doesn't watch the podcast, but
Josh doesn't watch the podcast?
No, he doesn't.
He thinks he's busy, eh?
Facebook.
But it's also on YouTube.
I don't know what to tell you.
He seems like the type of guy that pretends he's busy often.
But
he's
Josh,
on
if you ever see
everybody's.
this, I saw that. Josh is my guy. So.
Yeah. He had a heck of a year this year.
We're going to have to review his application to be made on Thunderbirds for the next
That's a
season.
great call.
Yeah. Got to support your teammates.
Yeah.
Jason's good though.
Yeah, Jason's
I
really
subbed
good.
for Iron Wolves once on defense in D4, and Jason slings it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the other games were surprisingly close. Like I thought Villains would walk away with it against Cyclones. It was a
That was literally down to the wire.
yeah. Cyclones had a chance to literally win it on the last drive. Alex,
Splitsky.
that was actually
See,
you're learning.
Max is rubbing off.
I never get him to change it. You're here on one
Now,
show, and
it feels more forced now. Like I realize. The first time
It's
I
your
was
fault.
like, it wasn't as like forceful.
Yeah.
I was
you
like,
could call him
"See?"
Salipsky because he's Salipsky because he slipped
He slipped. Yeah, he did slip.
and took the safety. Les Boucher against Sooners 45. Very
That was a
close
dandy of a game.
I also thought Sooners 45 would walk away with that one.
Mm.
Ben Lofat was supposed to be the closest game, and that one was close. Very
Yeah.
close scoring. I was expecting a lot more points.
Yeah.
And then Super Friends obviously not showing up to their standards.
Yeah,
You're in
unfortunately.
the spring of the previous season.
Yeah.
Champions. And Bin Lofat, the fall champions. So the two champions of last year are eliminated in the first round in
Wow.
D4. We will have a new D4 champion.
I like that.
It's
a
either going
lot.
to be the Arnolds, the Villains, Idaho, or Sooners 45. Let's start with the Idaho and Sooners 45 matchup.
Sure.
Because Sooners 45 showed some flaws, and they showed they're not unbeatable in that game. against Les Bouchers, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, so did Idaho.
Sorry?
So did Idaho.
What did they show? That they're
they had 5 drops in the first 4 passes.
Oh, yeah. Like, they were not helping.
I subbed against them that Iron Wolves game, and they dropped a lot of passes, and I mean, I don't know if they're all there, but I would say they're probably the underdogs against.
Yeah,
sure. I'd agree.
I think they're clear underdogs. I think they are. I think, like, right now with the 4 teams remaining, Villains and Sooners 45 are the clear favorites. Iron Wolves and Idaho are going to these games as underdogs. It's not close, but not to say they don't have a chance to pull off the upset. We saw what Iron Wolves did against Super Friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm basing off like the full-on season. Idaho's offense isn't based to succeed with drops, right? Like they don't we saw a very smart and good quarterback.
Yeah,
but he's not the gunslinger like Max or Brady are.
Right,
Like, he's not going to throw 40 bomb after 40 bomb.
Right.
He needs those 5-yard completions, and if you're 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 5, that's huge.
Makes a big difference. Yeah, of course.
When those little yards are important. So, do you think we're going to see a lot of running in this game from Diego?
Yes, I think the most important matchup in this game is Diego against Rusher. His name slips my mind, but he rushed.
Cam.
Yeah, yes, and he had the cool glasses, and he was quick. He had a pretty good game against Bin Lofat. That right there is going to be the matchup to watch, and they're going to have to discuss before the game how they deal with the RPO. Because if you're not discussing that and what to do, the game is over.
That's the Sooners team is the ones who.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do not forget, by rule, if anyone is lined up within arm reach of the quarterback, you can rush from 1 yard as soon as the quarterback fields a snap.
Okay.
So that's interesting to know.
Do they have like running backs lined up in the
sometimes
backfield?
go like
Yeah.
guys in the backfield.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
And they're winning games, right? So,
it's very impressive,
cool.
very fun.
Yeah, I know one of the top FPF teams, the Braves. They run a lot of like double quarterback, and
triple quarterback.
Yeah. So that's I'd love to see that it be implemented by more teams. I mean,
yeah, it's a good call.
Watch Sooners on Saturday. See.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like especially for a D4 team, right? Like you wouldn't think they're that like in depth with the game and like that in tune. And
the thing is that like
don't hate on them, really.
No. It's impressive. I mean, it's impressive.
Diego has obviously has running ability, but he has a great arm. It's not just a runner. Like he's a great quarterback overall. He's a great passer. Like I'm trying to think like keys to victory for how do you stop this offense? Like even if I'm thinking okay, you gotta put a spy. Have your rusher and have someone spy opposite side in case he runs, takes off. But then you have one guy less, and like Diego could chuck it up. Like Diego has an arm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Like I think Idaho cannot afford an interception, cannot afford a turnover in this game, right?
Yeah.
I think they gotta play keep away the way we spoke about how. Who were we talking about? They need to slow the game down. Yagbal need to slow the game down on Idaho. Idaho need to slow the game down on Sooners 45 and try to keep the ball as much as possible. Sooners 45 on their end gotta just keep doing what they're doing, right? Like maybe they had a hiccup in that Boucher game. It didn't go as planned. They got out the victory. That's what matters at the end of the day. You get the W. You're in the semifinals now. Diego got to do his thing. Like Diego has been one of the most impressive players all season long in all divisions in the MFL this year. So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts?
I agree. Diego's an absolute baller. Thank him for subbing against a Red Cats there. He had 2 big interceptions, and the pick 6 was crazy. Still can't get it off my mind. He shot that route like a cannon out of a cannon. That didn't make much sense, eh? So the one thing here is Idaho has the advantage in terms of height, right? I think that's the one that you can say. In terms of every other situation, Sooners 25 have the advantage. I think maybe the one situation here, Idaho have the advantage is the height. Use a guy like Simon, use a guy like Mason Miller. Look, there's always an upset every week, and you said consensus is usually wrong. I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm going with Idaho winning this game. I think they can use their height.
Well, Mike's not going to let me like
you. I was going to apologize after my pick.
It's not going to be enough.
That is 100% correct. I think that defensively it's going to be tough. But I think that Dave is going to have a good game offensively for Idaho, and he's going to have to trust his guys. And there were a lot of drops in their last game, and they were still about to come away with the victory. I don't see that being the case this game. I don't think there'll be drops. I think you trust your big guys, you trust your big receivers, your snapper. This guy, like these, the players can all play in higher divisions on Idaho, right? This team, and you've seen that. Give me the upset, man. I think that they find a way to stop the double run. You got to do your homework, boys. If you don't do your homework, Sooners 45 will eat you up alive. But I'm going to go Idaho in this one Final score 27-26.
No.
Give me the upset special.
36-12.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Sooners. It's also 40% chance of rain. I checked.
Okay.
And that could help. Well, it's one app on my phone.
Yeah.
I haven't played or seen Sooners, but I played against Idaho, and I don't think they have what it takes to win. I would love for them to upset. Prove me wrong, but I think it's a blowout.
Yeah, last time these two teams played, it was a blowout, 52-26. I'm worried that plays into Sooners' disadvantage and taking them lightly. I don't think so because, Mike's going to prepare the boys, right? And he's going to have the game plan in. But I'm worried that unconsciously, this is a very young team, right?
Yeah.
A lot of these players are very young on this team, and when you beat a team by 26 points in the regular season, you kind of think you're the shit, and you might take them especially in lower divisions, you might not think or game plan just as much, or you might think things lightly, and that's the one red flag I have that I'm worried about, given how one side that wasn't in the opposite direction. That game hurt Idaho, and they want to prove that they didn't suck that much, right?
Right.
So, yeah. I'm also going Sooners 45 in this one. I think it's going to be closer than what Max thinks. I'm going to go 27-20.
Okay. It's going to be about defending the run and the RPO.
If we go to the next semifinals now, Villains and Iron Wolves.
Predictions are hard. How wrong am I going to be in all of these today?
How what?
Predictions are hard.
Yeah.
How wrong am I going to be on every single one? Except for trollers.
So, did these two teams play in the regular season?
Oh, so Josh is still alive.
Sorry?
Josh is still alive. He still has a team to play with.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Yeah, keys to victory. I'll go keys to victory for Villains in this one. Obviously, it's going to be keeping an eye on Josh. Not taking this team lightly is going to be a big one too. And I think it's going to be about definitely getting off to a faster start than last week. Because Villains, I think we noticed that they are I think they're the best team in this division.
Yeah.
The Villains are, yeah. I think I'm ready to say that now. They are the best team in the division. And I mean, it's between them and Sour Peeps. But I think you look at their athletic talent, just the way that they're able to switch quarterbacks and that anyone could play anywhere on the field, on both sides. They're blessed to be able to have that option. So I think that they're not be able to take this team lightly, but they cannot afford a slow start in this game. You got to smack them in the mouth right away. And I just think they have the advantage here with speed, with cuts and athleticism. It's going to be tough for Iron Wolves to pull this one off.
Yeah, look, I think so too, but there's something about that Iron Wolves magic in the MFL, right? D1 team showed it all season long.
Yeah.
That D3 team almost showed it in that upset to Average Joe's, right? And you're looking on paper, you're looking at the talent of these two teams. This Iron Wolves team versus the Villain team is a lot closer than I think people think.
Yes.
This Iron Wolves team is very, very talented. They have the experience on the team with John, Jason, Josh, obviously. They have the speed with the kids, Connor, Lucas, and Cooper.
Is Jason experienced? Has he played before?
I've had conversations with him. He's experience, he's played football before.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he knows the game.
Tackle, though, to flag is
he's definitely new to the MFL, but the guy has years of experience under his belt. And
cool.
They got the rusher and Jean Lavoie. It's a real complete team, right? They don't really have many weaknesses, and they showed that scoring 50 points in the playoff game against one of the better defenses in the division. I think I'm going upset a little on this one.
Really, eh? I respect that.
I got Arnold's.
I like that. Close game?
Yes. 33-30.
Okay.
I'm going to go Iron Wolves too.
Really?
Yeah, Josh gets one trophy this year. I think, bold prediction in advance. 6 seconds left. Josh catches that TD pass. 40-39. Iron Wolves.
I like it. I think I'm going to be the lone wolf here. I didn't think I was going to be the lone wolf. I'm the lone wolf against the Wolves. Hate to do it. Use it as motivation. I'm going to go 36-30 here for Villains. I think they come out strong. They come out guns a-blazing. Don't take a slow start like last week. And they're gonna be ready for the Iron Wolves. I think it's going to be a good game, though. I'm going to go Villains.
John gets a key pick in the second half. That leads to that touchdown that Josh gets.
I forgot to mention it in D3, so I don't think Jason or Averages are watching right now, but you spoke about pick and last second, 6 seconds. It reminded me, Average Joe's were up 2 points.
Yeah.
And they got a pick 6 with 10 seconds left that Geoffroy was showboating running back. if he takes a knee after the pick, the game's over, and they're even going to overtime.
Oh my gosh!
Because they get the pick 6, they don't get the convert.
They don't get the converts, so it's
up
8,
and then with less than 10 seconds, Arnold score, get the 2 point, and the game goes into overtime. There were 10 seconds left after that pick. Like if he's going crazy and he's one of their best players, but there's no awareness on that play, man.
Yeah, really. Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's
impressive.
impressive.
I forgot to say during the D3 segment.
Damn.
So yeah,
that's just repetition and knowing what like.
You gotta know these.
You gotta be
things.
situational.
Know the rules.
Yeah. The playoffs, yeah. And you don't care about the stats. I think you wanted the pick 6, and you already got the pick, right? So if we go with our consensus picks, I think it will be an Iron Wolves Sooners 45 finals. That's what.
Iron Wolves all the way.
How about we just give?
I'm going the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I'm going Village Judo. We'll give our champions.
Let's just give our champions.
You go first.
Iron Wolves.
Wow.
Josh gets 1. There's some magic in there. 50 points is nothing to sneeze at.
Who's your D4 champ?
I'm going Villains.
I thought you were going to say a team that you didn't even have in the final. So,
I'm going Villains.
There's something like I feel there's been so many seasons where I've been in the MFL across so many different divisions, and then I was playing in the playoffs, reffing in the playoffs, and somehow Arnold's always managed to win a trophy when you least expected it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're favorites and they don't make it. Other times they're middle of the pack and they ended up winning the championship. And I think this is one of those seasons, right?
Wow.
It's the only Arnold team left standing, and
it's in the air.
And I just feel like Super Friends are my Division 4 favorites. They eliminated Super Friends. I gotta go with them. I think Arnolds are gonna be your D4 champs.
Wow.
I think they're gonna find a way to limit Sooners 45 in that finals. I think Sooners might come too confident, too cocky. I could just see it happening. Like they're a young team. I think that John and Josh are gonna rally the troops. And I just think Jason's arm is OP for that division. So.
Yeah, be it Jason throwing a million touchdowns or Josh catching a bunch.
Yeah.
Or John fixing the app at the end of the game.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, let's go with Division 5.
Div 5. Another semifinals matchup, say here. Do we know what's going to happen with Sour Peeps Bearhood? I know they were talking about potentially moving the game, the time.
There might be a change in schedule because basically the schedule was made this way to ensure no conflicts. Mm-hmm. And there are currently no conflicts between any Division 4 and Division 5 teams, so we might bunch up the Division 4 and 5 and have them playing the semifinals at the same time.
Okay.
So we're looking into that right now. By the time this is aired out, the schedule will have be finalized.
Okay.
So yeah, to get to that finals, you need to win your semifinal.
That is correct.
So very quickly, Sour Peeps defeated Titans. Nothing shocking there. Mm-hmm. Bearhood beating Tropic Thunder. Nothing shocking there. Improbable Phoenix could have went either way.
Yes.
Great game by.
Is Kevin throwing again?
Yeah, he was throwing. Usually losing the finals. He decided to lose in the first round this time to avoid the hate.
Yeah.
Then our boy Jeff and I were right about Mimosa Crew being one and done in the playoffs. You were very high on them.
I was.
We played against them with big booties and we beat them. And I was not impressed with them being a high seed. They're a solid team, but I didn't think they had any chance of winning the championship.
So we have to ask you, what happened to Big Booties this season? You guys were like our preseason favorites coming in with you and Josh on the team. I know Josh was throwing, obviously he's not like a very experienced quarterback, but having you on the team to mentor him and just having both of these on the field on defense, right? Like
Josh is hard to mentor, I'll say that. So first, but again, he's not a quarterback. He's learning as he goes, like all the players in D5. He didn't have the best year, but he had some really like flashes in some games. Mm-hmm. Most of our team was, besides me, Josh, were new players. So some of my colleagues, my girlfriend's on the team.
Mm-hmm. She had a good year. Just nice catches.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Did she enjoy it?
Yeah. It's like 3 years I've been convincing her to play.
Nice, that's awesome.
And she finally played, and she wants to play. We're playing in the fall again.
Nice.
So, it's the most fun I have playing MFLs with her for sure.
That's so cool.
So a lot of new players. They're not sure how to move, how to run routes. We're a spot defense. Kayla was huge. She's a vet. Kayla was really good for us. Mm-hmm. But it's just it's gelling first time.
Yeah.
Josh hasn't thrown to all these people before.
Yeah.
It's not easy, and you can't rely on one player in football. It's impossible because most of the games I was double teamed. Mm-hmm. And when we went 5-5, I think we were being 9-1, 10-0 predictions at the beginning were
it's
a little crazy. We never played before together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just in those lower divisions, one player could have a bigger impact. Like in D1, if you only have one good player, or it's rare. But in the lower division, one good player could take over the game more easily, right?
Right. But if Josh threw to me every throw, I still don't think it would be necessarily like doable because you would just double or triple team the same person, right? And like they're good athletes. They're new to the game. Some of them. Right?
Yeah.
I remember we played Titans and Ben McMahon was just shadowing me, so I had some catches, but it's not. Ben over the top, someone in front of me. Like it's smart.
There's some good defensive players too in the division.
Like there's good players in D5. So, it didn't work out for us, but we're coming back for the fall. We have a changing quarterback. Josh is on too many teams, so he's getting the team. Rob White, QB.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, so we got Rob White, the quarterback. The rest of the team is pretty much the same. Otherwise.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, and Barb is my best friend now. So, me and Barb, love you.
This is awesome.
So let's talk about the teams that actually make it to the semifinals now.
Yeah.
So you got my Balzac Earths going against Sour Peeps.
Ooh.
My Balzac Earths have been really exceeding expectations, especially the ones we had from the beginning of the season. This has to be the most improved team
for sure.
They kind of remind me of how we viewed Sour Peeps in seasons past, right? How Sour Peeps were one of those most improved teams.
Right.
And they were like having those rough seasons early on, not winning many games, not making the playoffs. And then they just found their mojo and it just clicked. And like, the more I'm talking about it, the more I feel that my Balzac Earths are so similar to how the past was starting, and now they're facing them in the semifinals, right?
Yeah.
Look.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna pick in this.
I wasn't there when we played against my Balzac Earths, so I was out of town. But I know their quarterback's a runner, right?
Yeah.
He's crazy fast.
Yeah, he is.
I also missed the Sour Peace games, but I know them.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is an upset. I mean, I would root for the non-Sour Pete's team regardless, probably, but just cause.
So,
but yeah, I don't know enough about my Balzac.
You said you root for a what?
The non-Sour Peeps team, regardless.
You don't like Sour Peeps?
I mean, I don't dislike them, but I would root against them.
For what reason?
They have some Sour Peeps players.
Fair enough. So, my Balzac Earths in their last 8 games have won 7 of them.
Yeah.
Their only loss came to Bearhood in overtime.
That's a great team.
So 7 of the last 8 games ended the regulation.
Yeah.
Not having
lost.
Yeah. Thank you. And their other 3 losses on the season have been all within 1 possession.
Wow.
They lost by 7. They lost by 6. They lost by 5. And those were the first 3 weeks.
Crazy how they lost to Los Politos and are now in the semifinals.
Is their defense good?
They have the best defense in the division, I believe. Okay. They have given up the fewest amount of points.
And they have some players that can go side to side too. Like they're very good at tracking the ball too.
Look,
man, this is a tough one.
Points against, they have the least.
Remember last week I said Luka could literally run every second play and do that. Like he ran 12 times for 17 yards.
I think
17.
He got sacked a few times. That comes into the rushing yards, but he also went 22 of 30. That's really impressive.
That is,
especially for a guy who's considered like a run first.
Who rushes for Sour Peeps? Because they probably match up really well because you want to avoid Lambert, Lambert. You want to avoid him because he's a really good player. So you avoid throwing out Lambert, and if the quarterback's a runner, he runs like 3-4 times a drive.
Yeah.
It's a favorable matchup. Like I would say, personnel wise, this is gonna be a close one. I think really really tight. Like a low score and close game. That's how I see it.
Yeah. So what do you guys got?
You almost got me to change my pick, Max. But I'm going Sour Peeps.
You have a lot of influence on you too.
Yeah, you have.
Because I was pronouncing names right.
I always pronounce them right. But I was going to say that...
Am I your mentor now? Is that
almost.
Quarterback mentor?
There you go. I could use it. I think it's Paul's the rusher.
Yeah.
So he's going to have... I think the big thing for him is he comes in fast a lot of times when I've seen... He's going to have to kind of slow it down and keep Luka in front of him. But no, I'm going to go Sour Peeps. This game's going to go to overtime. It's going to be a really good game. I'm going to go 21-20 in OT.
I was going to say
Sour Peeps.
The opposite way. I had
really?
The exact same score in my head.
21-20.
For my Balzac.
Really?
That almost got you to change your pick.
Because I think that... the way Paul rushes, I think he comes in fast. And I think that Luka will be able to use that to his advantage to kind of jump to one side or the other side. But I think that when you got a experienced team like them, they're going to make adjustments, and Wallet is going to make sure that.
Okay, so you just thought longer in.
Yeah, I think it's right now it's experience against athleticism, and I'm going to go with the experience of Sour Peeps.
Okay. It's fun to have Max on the show because I got someone agreeing with me more because I'm also going my Balzac Earths.
Really?
But then you said the whole consensus is always the wrong thing, so I'm thinking maybe
I have the same thought there. But look, Sour Peeps, they're good. They probably are going to win, but it just feels like the matchups. Good
Right.
I have this being a super low scoring game,
Yeah.
and converts being super important, and no one pulling through. I got my balls accurate. It's 18-12 against Sour Peeps in this one.
Yeah,
I see it being tough.
It's gonna be a one-score game almost certainly, and I can see it going either way. It's the last possession might seal it.
Yeah.
Right?
So since we're both picking my balls accurate, does that mean Will's gonna be right?
I think so.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm usually right. I hate to break it to both of you, but
I'm indifferent who wins. Doesn't matter.
yeah.
Improbable Bearhood. How does Improbable pull off the massive upset in this one?
It's hard.
I think Goldrick's gonna have to line up in front of Quentin.
Yeah.
They spread so much. I don't even think we played against them and
You're right,
Quentin
they
had
do.
one catch and they killed us by 4 touchdowns.
It's true because they have
And we were a full team too. Simon has good plays. He passes to everybody. He pulls on the weakest part of the defense, which is really good. He attacks that, and
he's definitely a smart quarterback, like above average intellectualness.
Yeah. If Matt's on, they can score a lot of points because Bearhood's going to score at least 4 touchdowns, I think.
Yeah.
So if Matt can get 4 and win on conference, I can see them winning because Matt impressed me when we played against him. He threw balls.
I actually haven't seen him throw this season, but his stats have been really impressive.
Yeah, very
good spirals. I was impressed with him, and I mean, if they can if they can get 3 touchdowns, they have a chance to win. If they score 4, I think it'll be difficult for them to win.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very important for Matt and Improv to slow the game down in this one.
Yeah. For
sure.
Not really go deep. They got Alex Laroche, who's arguably like unguardable. Especially in this division. Like, I'd throw him 30 balls.
Yeah,
you have to. I saw maybe beat the MFL record.
He had 79 out of 170 something catches, which is like 40% target share, which is crazy.
He's averaging like 8 catches a game.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
They're gonna have to, I think, diversify a bit more to win.
Mm-hmm.
They can do it. Gold's good. They have good players. Matt's good.
But Matt can also run, right? Like
that too.
Yeah. But,
so who are you guys going in this game?
I want to root for Emperor Rob, but I don't think it's gonna end up. I think it's gonna be Bearhood. I would probably go 20, 25, 4 touchdowns and a convert to the 13.
Hey, I'm gonna go 2 big possessions. I'm gonna go 36-20 in this game for
31-21 Bearhood.
Bearhood sweep.
Yeah, I really want to go out to win this one though.
Are you allowed to say that?
Well, no, like I mean, I like Matt. Like,
you can't ref the game now. That's the rule.
Yeah. I think so.
Well, I mean, it's tough to put refs on Simon's games. You know, a lot of refs don't want to ref Simon Valiquette, so I put myself on his game with Willie in the quarterfinal purposely to take.
Simon, he yells a lot.
He literally whines on everything.
I didn't know that.
His own teammates are telling him to shut up. Like,
all right, Simon, fix that.
Like, and he also puts the stripes on, so he should know better.
Yeah,
you would think
better than that.
Who are your D5 champs?
So my final is Improbable is Sour Peeps and Bearhood. You guys both have Ball Sackers and Bearhood.
Yeah. I'm going Bearhood for the D5 finals. I think they're too strong for this division. I think since the beginning of the season, they could have been putting up 60 points every week if they wanted to. I think no one could really match them. I think they've been toying with teams at most times, and even their close games, they just do, like, they're either missing players or they weren't giving it their all. But this past week against Tropic Thunder, it showed that Simon really wanted to win. He had a plan. Even going to benching some of his players at certain times and in certain situations, which is a little low in D5 when one player only plays one way. If he makes one bad play, you tell him to go off to get another player. Like it's not great.
Yeah, it's tough to do.
But it's to go to show how seriously they're taking this.
Yeah.
And I'd be shocked if, like, to me, Bearhood are your clear D5 champions.
Like, shocked. Like, remember when Pocket Rockets were favored in that one division? Yes. It's similar to that.
Yeah. Like, if you
Pocket Rockets didn't win that year, though. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys got?
I mean, if Bearhood plays my balls accurate, I think Bearhood is going to beat them, because I think if Quentin rushes, or there's someone else on their team who's also really fast, one of them rushes Luca, then they have no chance.
Yeah.
But if Sour Peeps wins, I can see Sour Peeps winning.
There's a bigger chance, yeah.
Because they like.
That makes sense.
If Josh,
I like Max on the show. Next time you're a woman again, Max to be me.
Jeff, you lost your spot. You ain't QB2 anymore.
But at the same time, we're making too much chance. We're agreeing with each other too much, so it doesn't make up for a good show.
Look, I'm a logical, analytical person. Put me on the podcast more often.
Too mathematical.
Get me on the committee, you know. But I would say Sour Peeps matches up better with Bearhood, and if Sour Peeps wins, I would probably pick them, because I think you put Lambert on Quentin, and you can kind of line across. And I would say that's how I go. Bearhood versus. I think Bearhood's going to win for sure. So them would beat my balls accurates, and I think they would lose to
Sour Peeps. So you got Bearhood because you have it being Bearhood balls accurates.
Yeah.
I have Bearhood Sour Peeps, but I still have Bearhood winning it. I think it's been. And I know it's tough because I felt like I was Sour Peeps. I was on the Sour Peeps train. Doesn't mean I'm getting off the Sour Peeps train. But after reffing Bearhood this past weekend, it's very hard to find a flaw on this team. And Simons has his offense working like a well-oiled machine. Defensively, they're good. You can't throw deep on this team. If you throw short, they have tackling machines. It's going to be. Well, there's a lot of pressure in this game. It's going to be a lot of him. It's going to be a lot of Lambert, a lot of Paul too, and a lot of Benji. It's going to be those players that step up if they come up with the upset, but no, I'm going Bearhood as well.
One question for each of you: if we didn't do no semifinal picks and it was just like all those 4 teams pick a champion, would you have picked maybe Sour Peeps over Bearhood or?
It's a good question.
No, I'd still take Bearhood.
Yeah, I would.
But
too.
I liked your explanation of the matchups. It would be a much close. I think that finals would be like super close. Like your finals of Star Trek.
Yeah.
That one I could see being like the closest.
I would not be shocked if Bearhood don't win.
Yeah.
And to you, what did you think about this? Since you left the game with me, what did you think about Simone's antics throughout the game? His sportsmanship towards his teammates, towards the officials, towards the other team? Because we know Simone off the field. He's a great guy.
Yes.
He's a very likable guy. He's really fun. Like he's one of my close friends. But man, is he a different person on that field, right?
Towards the other team, I found it okay. I think towards the officials, it was. I don't think it was great, right? I think you were head ref there, and I think that maybe he feels he could talk to you a little bit more. I was kind of more behind the scenes in that game as the ref. I think like you kind of said it best when you have your own team telling you like, it's getting enough. Then it's like you can't complain on every single play. And I thought benching Dave was tough.
Especially in a game that you won by 3 scores, right?
Right, exactly. And Dave only plays one way, and Dave's a great guy, and exactly, captain of the team, and I get it. It's tough. Look, it's championship football. You want to have your best players out there, but Dave was snapping for them all year, right? It's not like he wasn't. He's a better guy either too.
Do you think his attitude can be his biggest blocker to win the
Yes,
championship?
and that's what I was going to say is that there were times in the game. We did see the game and it was a blow, but there were times where Tropic Thunder, I don't want to say got under their skin, but like they were making plays, right? And it was like you weren't worried, but I feel like you sensed a little bit of panic from the Bearhood sideline and maybe from Simon himself. So I think if they haven't played in close games, if it's a tie game at halftime or they're up by 6 late in the game, they're not used to being in that situation. Yeah. So it'll be key to see how Simon and this team operates that, because I think they're going to play Sour Peeps in the finals, and I don't think that's going to be a blowout.
And like we said all season long, it's always easier to show your true colors as a leader when you're up and you're winning, right? When you face adversity and you're losing, that's when it's tougher.
Yeah.
And I think that Simone has all the talent in the world in Division 5 as a quarterback right now, and he has the most talented team by far that he assembled. I really think that no matter the score, no matter the situation, no matter the call, you focus on what you control. Right. You focus on quarterbacking that team and scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
If you do that and you ignore everything else, it'll be a walk in the park this weekend. It'll be more than okay.
Yeah.
It'll be an easy championship for them.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me kind of like the Boston Bruins losing in the first round, where everyone thinks if they don't win like the championship, then it's like they'll feel very bad. Because everyone thinks they're gonna like cakewalk through it.
Yeah. So that's it for the 5 divisions. That
was good.
I got a good question for you guys.
Yeah, love questions.
If you had to pick one lock.
Damn, you read my mind.
So like,
I was going to ask you that too.
The first 3 divisions a lot easier because you have 50 chance of getting it. Division 4 and 5, there's 4 teams remaining. But if you have to pick one champion that you call that's a lock to win this weekend, who would it be?
I'm going all the 5 divisions. I'm not just going D45. Because you said D1, D3 is easier because it's the finals. I'm going through the whole league.
Mine's Bearhood in D5. If I had to put my money on one team that I would say was for sure going to win the championship, that I'm the most sure of, it's Bearhood in D5.
Probably, but I feel the magic. Iron Wolves.
Oh my god!
I like that.
I feel the magic.
Wow, that is awesome.
Iron Wolves will not only be underdog in that Villains game, but no matter who they face in the finals between Idaho and Sooners, they would also be the underdog in that game
I feel it in the air, just like the Trollers. Magicals this year. Trollers and I can't pick myself, but Trollers and Iron Wolves. It's magical. How serendipitous would be if we win and I'm not throwing. Like that'd be crazy.
Yeah, that would be.
And
some stories write themselves, eh?
Yeah. But Iron Wolves.
Who do you got?
I'm going D squared. Even those double dippers.
Really? Yeah.
That's the second easy pick.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go double dippers. It was a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna go double dippers there.
All right. Do we do a few bowl predictions?
Yeah, of course we have to do bowl predictions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bowl predictions
We
are.
do one each?
Yeah, bowl predictions are where it's at.
I have to last.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Any division, or are you gonna assign me a division?
You could go wherever you want. We'll just do one each.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Let's see.
We're giving like 3 bowl predictions throughout the show. You know?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Give it to. I'm going D1.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Division 1.
I'm gonna go league wide. I'm gonna say that we had 2 overtime games last week, and it was super exciting, and it happened at the same time.
Yeah.
Luckily, there's not as many games happening at the same time, but I'm gonna say that there will be 3 finals that go into overtime.
Damn.
3 finals that go into overtime, and the other 2 finals will be come from behind victories. So you're gonna see 2 come from behind victories and 3 overtimes within the 5 finals this Saturday.
Impressive. That's very impressive. Do you care to say which ones, or that's all you're gonna say?
Just for bonus, I say D1 through 3 is gonna go to overtime, and then 4 and 5 are gonna be come from behind wins.
Okay. Max, you want to go last?
I have mine.
Yep, go.
Yeah. I alluded to it before, but
yeah.
I think Iron Wolves, John picks off. They're down by 1 score. John picks the ball off. They go drive the field. Josh scores the last touchdown. Iron Wolves win the championship. Either in the semis or at some point.
Yeah.
That happens. I saw John had like 5 or 6 picks this year. Very impressed, John.
He made Kevin's all-star team as a defender.
Yeah. Well, Kevin's all-star team was suspect. No, that's too nice. But yeah, the two OGs coming clutch
like
to win it for them.
I'm switching. I'm gonna go to D3. I'm feeling D3 because I lock double dippers. I want to back up double dippers. Like I said, I think it's the year of the Brady. Right now, I have Brady winning in all 3 divisions. D1, D2, D3.
Can't be friends.
And you go out and prove me wrong. I think that Brady gets 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in the championship game against Average Joe's alone.
3.
He gets 3 receiving touchdowns and he gets 3 picks on defense.
Can I add a bonus?
Yeah.
To that one?
Heck yeah.
Manu goes 3 for 3.
Goes 3-0.
Yeah, for championships.
That's good. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. That's great. We have guys playing in 3 championships, and I'm going to be sitting on the sideline watching. I guess it'll be cool having the stress off, but yeah, I'm excited for some good football. I think it'll be good football.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
If you guys want to keep talking for a little bit, maybe say another bold prediction while I prepare the
wheel. You got the wheel. So you said, okay, so that was actually a big point you said, Max. There's about a 40% chance of rain.
Yeah.
Right?
I saw it start later in the day though, right?
I didn't check the timing, but it might not matter. Who knows?
League-wide, division-wide, who would you say that favors and hinders the most? I think that you're right about Luka that favoring
it helps Luka.
Yeah, it'll help Luka. What about D1?
I think if I'm throwing and Steve throwing, I don't think it's a wash. I don't think it'll matter for the 2 of us. We're both used to it. Division 2 is Jagerbaum and Brady. Simone and Brady.
I also think it's pretty even there.
Yeah, me too.
D3, I think Jason could be the one who gets hit if it's raining. I'm not sure if he's used to it.
Yeah.
If he doesn't let it get to him, then he'll succeed. But that I would pick that game, Simone versus Just favor double dippers.
And I obviously would favor Sooners 45 a heck of a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Because
D4 and D5, it would favor Luka and
Diego.
Sooners.
Yeah.
Is Matt eligible to win?
Matt. Demir? Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Give him mine. Give me his.
How does it feel to have been so close yet so far on the wheel, Max?
I haven't been close.
I mean, on probabilities, you've been close because you have a lot of entries.
Yeah.
So how does that feel?
Look, I don't control fate.
There you go.
I mean, most of the time we always appreciate everyone commenting, and the reason we did this, we'll just say now because like now we're gonna spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Is because we wanted to engage the community.
Yeah.
The community has been a lot. Like I think it helps because like we are getting a lot more comments, a lot more shares, a lot more people talking about the podcast, and to a point where I'm like, do we still need to do this? And then speaking with you, speaking with John, we're like, yeah, we'll still.
Yeah, of course, love it.
We're giving away 2 half seasons, so it's like the equivalent of like 1 free season.
Can I win both?
Look, I think what we do is that you have. I think
you won. I guess.
Yeah. Well, no, like we. I don't know. I guess we go.
Yeah, but it's like MFL does you get an MVP and receiver of the year. So right now we do 2, right?
Yeah, we're gonna
okay. We're gonna let Max press the button for both of them for good luck.
Maybe that's
only
bad
fair.
luck, though.
No, it's only fair.
If I don't win, it's okay.
Yeah.
I should have got my girlfriend to run 2 double entries for us.
But sometimes your comment was just a wheel emoji or the word wheel.
That's all we said it was comments.
That's when I was traveling. But usually,
usually
You know what, Max? You're not in trouble.
So when you don't comment something, is because you were away or you.
Yeah, I don't have time.
Max is not in trouble.
But usually, I think
he's not in trouble just because he put a wheel.
No, definitely not. Those comments still count.
Yeah,
any comment counts.
Comments.
I still counted it. It's just that it's like I feel like giving extra points to someone else. When they have like a insightful information.
Yeah.
When I'm at home, I usually write like at least a sentence about like
big booties. It was often big booties.
Big booties are like the history of like me and Kevin. Last week I think I wrote something about me and Kevin, like old trollers on the left side when Kevin picked off John 3 times and he that was his best moment. I think.
Wow.
And
Kevin,
I remember that game. I was his 4-1 lock and he was my front guy.
Okay.
So me and him were left and. Josh and Les were always on the right.
Right.
And I remember like John threw the same pass 3 times in a row, and it was the same outcome all 3 times. I was like surprised.
Yeah.
Decided to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just
Kevin baited him.
Well, maybe he doesn't believe in Kevin's ability.
Yeah.
Which honestly,
can you blame him?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll be screen sharing from my phone right now. You won't see it up on the screen, but I'll make sure to include this in the podcast.
Really? How do you do that?
I'll figure it out.
That's cool.
Aren't you younger than him? You should know that.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't know
Should
much.
is the keyword.
So we used to do it behind on the TV. Remember, like we had because before our set, we my living room right there. So full disclosure, right now I'm showing the actual Excel spreadsheet where I go one by one and I add ones per week.
Too many numbers.
For everyone that made a comment, and then I have a formula that has all the names show up for every one that you have, and then for me I have like the number of entries. So like currently Max has 12 entries. Barbara is second place with 11.
Barbara will be happy for me.
And then I use a very sophisticated program. It's called the Wheel of Names.
Wait, can we win?
No.
That's terrible.
Did you comment on the video? You're responsible.
We get paid for our podcast. So
technically we're still eligible, no?
So this is how many names we currently have on here. You see, you can't even really see the names because there's so many people. Do you want to do the honor of the first one?
No, Max is doing both.
Max is the second one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, what do I do? I just tap it?
Just tap. Oh, actually, first click on shuffle.
Okay, good call.
Okay,
shuffled. Okay, I'm going to touch you for good luck. I'm touching you for good luck. Here we go.
Usually we do it at mid-season, but I find it's more exciting to do it at the end of the season.
Yeah, that is true. I'm going to predict...
It's also less work because I just do it once.
I think Barbara wins this one. But we have to see, bro.
Jaff.
No way.
Is he on the show too? He can't win.
He doesn't get paid for the show. He's a guest, so...
Then for sure.
I can't believe Jaff. I was actually going back and forth with this Jaff. Should Jaff deserve it? So Jaff's our first winner.
Okay, congrats,
Do you think Jaff should win it, or...?
Shoot.
Add a third one. Just will John approve that? Like,
it's a good question.
I mean, maybe, but... so I'll remove Jaff.
Because he can't win too, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to touch you because
that
was bad luck.
I'm going to bring you good luck, though. This is cool, though.
I mean, Jeff did help a lot with the show, right?
That is true.
Oh my god, it was Mike Jazz by a hair and Max was right next. You could literally see it right there. You see? You were right there. And you were the next two! You were the next two!
You said you don't mess with fate.
Congrats to Mike Jazz.
Damn, Mike Jazz and Jeff.
I hope maybe the world has a championship from you on Saturday.
Hey, there you go. And you take that over...
I would take that over a lot of things.
There you go. There you go, on.
Yeah. Just for fun, I'm spinning it one more time.
Mike Jazz. I hope it's not Max at this point.
There's a lot of names on there though, so it's like
It was not Max. I'm not
Okay.
gonna say who it
It
was.
was
It was
12 entries. There's like 100 plus entries.
I'll
Yeah,
tell you
that's
how many
true.
there are in
Right,
total.
It's not like I have like great odds.
That's true. So congrats, Shaft. Congrats, Mike Jazz. Both have a chance to win a chip, and have 3 seasons off. Could be a great Saturday for each of them. So we got the games are first game is 8:30, right?
Yeah.
But 8:30, 10, 11:30.
So it's like we have 40 total people, 40 total names, but totaling 110 total entries.
Okay.
So like everyone on average would have 2 to 3.
So
what was
like
those?
9% chance, 8%,
Sorry?
8% chance for me to win.
Nah.
9 to 8. 9.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just under 10. So maybe in the fall season, Max.
Maybe in the
You're doing all you can.
Also, we're
Yeah.
gonna have a get together.
Yeah.
On August 19th, and there are sometimes raffles for free seasons off over there as
I'm
well.
out of town. I guess
Me too.
Max doesn't show up, I guess, when it counts.
Well, you have to be there.
August 19th.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm in Ottawa. You know that.
Why are you going to Ottawa?
I told you we want a free trip.
Why are you going then? It's the
I know. Sugar.
you have to be there.
We'll
Be there
have to
ahead of
discuss
media.
this. Shoot. Someone's slacking.
All right. We hope
Do we
you.
always say it was August 19th?
It's the week off. That's why you're going to Ottawa because it's the week off.
Sugar.
Hope
Oh,
you like the
sugar.
show.
Yes.
What sugar?
Oh my gosh, sugar. Like, shoot.
Max,
you're a natural. An
Yeah,
absolute
seriously.
natural.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
it's like Philip Rivers. He goes sugar instead of like.
Yeah, gosh darn it.
swearing.
And he has like 12 or 13 kids.
It's very funny to watch.
Yeah.
Where do you see
He never
that?
swears. He's never
like
swore.
on YouTube, you see like mic'd up for Philip Rivers, and
Okay.
he's like.
Gosh darn it. No,
Yeah.
shoot. Giggity doodle.
Kirk Cousins also like that on,
Yeah.
on the quarterback documentary.
Oh, shucks type guys.
So let us know if you enjoyed Max, if you think you should be back. If you did not, you could just let me know in private. Don't put it public. But I really enjoyed having you on.
Thank you.
You're great.
I have thick skin. You can crap on me in the comments if you want. It's fine.
Yeah, I've been crapping on not showing up in the playoffs all season. And you kept it to yourself. Waited for the right moment to bring it up. All right, Saturday.
Championship Saturday, folks. Bring your A game. Like I like to say, eat your Wheaties.
Okay.
You know Wheaties, right? You know
Yeah.
Wheaties. Terry had no clue what Wheaties were when I mentioned Wheaties.
It's a cereal.
There you go.
She's right.
There you go. Eat your Wheaties, folks. And be there, be square. I'll be there. Good luck to all our teams.